Hello, my name is Dorothy McFadden. I'm one of the registered dietitians that works at the St. Luke's Bariatric program. Today you're listening to the podcast entitled Whole Grains, Why Do We Need Them? Whole grains are full of nutrients. They contain protein, so if you mix beans to make a complete protein contains all the essential amino acids. They contain fiber, which increases your feeling of fullness, decreases constipation, and protects against digestive cancers. And you can also get iron from whole grains because they're fortified with non-heme iron. So you need to take it with vitamin C to improve absorption of that type of iron. You also get magnesium from your whole grains, and that helps you absorb calcium and regulate your body temperature. You also get phosphorus from whole grains, which is used in the formation of bones and teeth. You get many B vitamins, which are essential for energy, red blood cell production, and a healthy nervous system. And you also can get zinc, which is essential for proper taste, smell, and wound healing. Benefits of having whole grains in your diet. Stroke risk is reduced by 30 to 36%. Type 2 diabetes risk is reduced by 21 to 30%. Heart disease risk is reduced by 25 to 28%. Improved weight management, as evidenced by normal BMI, and small bowel cancer is reduced by 41%. So what are your whole grain options out there? Barley. Barley is similar to wheat berries, and it gives you 3 grams of fiber per serving. So here is a picture of barley. And there are some over-the-counter options for barley that you can make on the stovetop. You can even make it similar to how you'd make rice pilaf with like a flavored broth. Buckwheat, which is also known as kashi, and that provides 3 grams of protein per serving. Millet. Millet is actually a main ingredient in birdseed, and I can honestly say I've never made anything with millet, but it does give you 3 grams of protein per serving, and it is on my list of things to try. Spelt, which is also known as farro and dinkel, gives you 5 grams of protein per serving, so it's much higher in protein than many of your other grains. Quinoa, which has become very popular now. Quinoa is actually a seed. It's related to Swiss chard and spinach. And there's regular quinoa, which is like the light quinoa, and there's also red quinoa. So more on quinoa, which is a superfood. The grains are flat, pointed ovals. There's a variety of colors, yellow, red, and black. You should rinse the quinoa before cooking. That washes off the saponin, which is a bitter coating on the outside of the quinoa to fend off insects. Saponin makes quinoa easy to grow without pesticides, so it's more organic. A half a cup will give you 111 calories, but 4 to 5 grams of protein, 20 grams of carbohydrate, and 5 grams of fiber. And I just want to give you a little bit of history of quinoa. It was sacred to the Incas. It was referred to as Chisea Mama, or mother of all grains. Bolivians started cultivating quinoa about 5,000 years ago. It's cultivated high in the Andes. Quinoa harvest starts in late March, and there are 120 varieties known, but most popular are the white, red, and black quinoa. It's also considered a super crock, designated by the United Nations as a super crock for its potential to feed the hungry of the world. Quinoa is drought resistant and grows well in poor soil without irrigation or fertilizer. The National Restaurant Association named quinoa as the hottest trend in side dishes in 2010. The UN deemed 2013 as the International Year of Quinoa, and that's to focus world attention on the role that quinoa biodiversity can play, owing to the nutritional value of quinoa in providing food security and nutrition in the eradication of poverty. It's one of the few plant-based foods that is a complete protein, meaning it has all the essential amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein, and essential amino acids are amino acids that your body cannot make but needs to get from food. It has a high ratio of protein to carbohydrate. It's an excellent source of potassium. NASA has proposed quinoa as an ideal food for long-duration space flights, and quinoa is used in breakfast cereals, gluten-free pastas, breads, and crackers. It's a very fast grain to cook. It takes about 15 minutes to cook. It's done when you see the tail or the germ of the kernel sticking out. And just in summary, I have a poem here celebrating quinoa. Quinoa, quinoa, my favorite whole grain, boiled or toasted, seasoned or plain, high in protein, gluten-free, rich in iron and vitamin B, full of fiber and nutty flavor, easy to cook and a pleasure to savor. Overshadowed by couscous, barley, and rice, the less popular quinoa is twice as nice. It's fluffy and versatile. Add to veggies or beans or make pudding, cold salads, nearly any cuisine. I could eat it daily, again and again, this healthful quinoa, the mother of grain. And for more resources about whole grains, you can go to the Whole Grains Council at www.wholegrainscouncil.org. Thank you for listening to my podcast on whole grains.